Hello everybody, welcome to Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. And Esteban Ocon, having lost his chance to get a decent result following his pole in Zandvoort, has gone, no worries, I'll do that again. And Esteban Ocon takes his second consecutive pole position. Once again, Fernando Alonso falling short, struggling when the car is good enough to take pole. At the moment, it just seems to be suiting Ocon more than Alonso all of a sudden, which is a real shame for Fernando, but I'm sure he will get back there. Esteban Ocon, though, on pole for this race. Max Verstappen alongside him. That World Championship is going more and more in Max's favour, and he's well ahead of any rival today. I mean, Leclerc's too far back anyway, but Perez has got a lot of ground to make up. Mercedes have been struggling for performance ever since their Hungarian nightmare, and that shows no sign of improving at the moment. Russell and Hamilton down in 6th and 7th. It looks like that is going to be the standard position for Mercedes for much of the rest of the season, I'm afraid. But we shall see. There has been some driver market news. No one has gone to teams yet, but we found out who is staying, who is going in quite a few situations. So Aston Martin, Sebastian Vettel staying on, and hopefully that will set them up for a really strong season next year, allied to the fact that Lance Stroll is to leave. So Aston Martin with a chance to get a really strong driver pairing to move them up the grid for next season. So we wait to see what happens there. Mick Schumacher is leaving Haas. That's a shame for Haas, well, for Mick at least, but it depends whether he finds a better seat. Of course, with Piastri coming in, somebody is going to lose a drive somewhere, and of course George Russell is still on the market, and he's surely got to fit in somewhere. Guan Yu Zhou also leaving Alfa Romeo, so that leaves only, I think, 4 seats uncertain. Gasly hasn't said anything about his future plans yet, neither is Kevin Magnussen, and neither have the 2 Williams drivers. So we'll wait to see that, and then we'll see where all the 3 drivers slot in. So here comes Esteban Ocon then, pole position, and he will be hoping to maximise this opportunity. Can it be a win? That's going to be difficult, but we'll see. Ocon is away well. He's certainly away much stronger than he was in Zandvoort, and he's determined to give himself the best possible chance. But Max Verstappen, he'll be coming for a look, although he's got to defend from Charles Leclerc at the moment. Verstappen breaks late, and gets in a bit of a slide. Ocon though runs wide, and that's going to give Verstappen a chance to have a run at him, and Max, I think, has already got his nose ahead. And there we go, Max Verstappen through, having a little look at the back of the field. Max Verstappen through into the lead of the Italian Grand Prix, but Ocon isn't done yet. He wants to have a look back. These two, they've got some previous beef, of course, and will it overflow into this race? Surely Max is going to have the pace now, and this might be the opposite to Zandvoort. It might be a really straightforward victory if Ocon can't hold that pace, and he's already dropping significantly back. Leclerc holding on from Perez. George Russell has moved up a place ahead of Carlos Sainz there, and Lewis Hamilton. Look how far back Lewis Hamilton's dropped. He's right down in 11th position at the moment. The Sainz is under pressure from is that Lando Norris? No, it's Daniel Ricciardo. Norris, I think, has had an issue and dropped back. Ricciardo getting a bit slidey, hunting after Sainz there. But look at this now, Leclerc on the tail of Ocon and Perez. This is going to be a battle, and Leclerc will be hoping to get into second place so he can get off after Max Verstappen, especially considering this is Ferrari's home Grand Prix. They want a chance, and Leclerc has got his nose ahead. I think Esteban Ocon just doesn't have the car underneath him to hold on in race trim. He also doesn't want his hopes of a podium to get ruined by a contact with a Ferrari for the second race in a row. But we'll see. Russell has got inside Sergioperez. Russell does a really strong move there. Ocon pushing his Leclerc wide, getting his elbows out. Ocon is determined to hold off Charles Leclerc, and he is showing his determination here, absolutely to the bone. Absolutely, he's forcing Leclerc into all the awkward positions, and George Russell will now have a little look up the inside of the Ferrari. Well, Leclerc wants a podium for Ferrari, a home podium. He wants that second place, but Esteban Ocon is still holding on. This is a fantastic defensive performance, more what you'd expect to see from his teammate Fernando Alonso. But Alonso, he is quite far back at the moment. Don't think he's even in the points at the present moment. But here comes Ocon again. I mean, he's really getting his elbows out, and I think realistically, if this was actually modern Formula 1, he'd probably have got a penalty for forcing another driver off the track by now. We know that the 5-second penalty for Ocon is more than just a meme, but Ocon at the moment, he's risking that 5-second penalty to try to hold on to this second place. It would be an absolute highlight of his season. Max Verstappen well clear at the front. Leclerc having his final opportunity to try to get into that second place. Max Verstappen wins the Grand Prix, and there we go, Max Verstappen has the victory, but there's so much going on in the battle for second, and Ocon has found some extra acceleration there from somewhere, and he has retained the second place. So Esteban Ocon finishes in second, by far his best result of the season, and he'll be absolutely delighted with that. Charles Leclerc does come home her third, a home podium for Ferrari. It could have been a bit better than that, but it wasn't. And George Russell, he finishes in fourth place, so considering where Mercedes are at the moment, that's not terrible. Sergioperez, he finishes in fifth place. Carlos Sainz, sixth in the second Ferrari, so solid points for Ferrari today. Daniel Ricciardo, I mean, Norris is still having a struggle at the moment, but Ricciardo has now got himself right back on form, follows up his second place in Zandvoort with a good solid seventh here, holding off Lewis Hamilton once again. Lewis did manage to get back up to 8th after dropping to 11th at the start, but it was a compromised race for Lewis. Same for Alonso, who finished down in 10th behind the Haas of Kevin Magnussen. So let's have a look at the Drivers' Championship then. Max Verstappen getting further and further ahead. There's 6 races to go, and he has got more than a 2-race gap over his teammate Sergioperez now. Verstappen on 257, Perez on 203. Hamilton then now 40 behind Perez on 163. So realistically, you know, Mercedes are nearly 4 wins behind Red Bull with only 6 wins to go. It's not going to happen for them. It is just between the 2 Red Bull drivers, but Max is a long, long way ahead. George Russell 5 points behind Hamilton, Leclerc on 142, Sainz on 140, Alonso 122, Bottas 83, Ocon moves up to 75 now, comfortably clear of Lando Norris, who is on 55, Ricciardo on 46, Vettel 30, Stroll 29, Gasly 28, Mick Schumacher 19, Albon as well on 19, Magnussen on 17, Zhou 15, Tsunoda 10, Hulkenberg 4, and Latifi 1. Constructors' Championship, Red Bull 460, Mercedes 321, Ferrari 282, Alpine 197, McLaren 101, back ahead of Alfa Romeo finally. Alfa Romeo remain on 98, Aston Martin on 59, AlphaTauri 37, Haas 36, so there's a bit of a battle going on there, and Williams on 25. If you're enjoying the content from this channel, please do remember to like and subscribe. You know, when people make it known that they appreciate the time and energy that goes into creating these videos, you know, obviously it's really appreciated, and I really am thankful to all of you who have supported so far, and I hope that I'll continue to earn that. So thank you and take care.